everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So we're here today because it is Booklist Thursday. Booklist Thursday is something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. So I'm on my own for this week's Booklist Thursday. Sarah is not able to do a video this week, which, you know, life happens. We've all been there multiple times. So it's just me. So I decided to do something I've done in the past on my channel, especially when my shelves are getting a little bit out of control, which they are, is just kind of take a look at some books that have been hanging out on my shelves for way too long that I haven't read yet. I pull them out and I kind of put them on my pile of next ups. And if I don't get to them in a reasonable amount of time, so I don't know, 3 months or so, they go away. So here are 5 books that have been on my shelves for way too long that I am still excited to read, because if I'm not excited to read it, I just get rid of it anyways, that are going to kind of be pulled out for me to have as a pile of possibilities. So the way I approach this is I took a look at each of my shelves. My shelves are organized by genre. So I have like a romance contemporary, historical fiction, thriller mystery, fantasy, sci-fi, and then nonfiction. So I pulled a book from each of them that has been sitting on that shelf for quite a while that I'm still interested in reading. So from my nonfiction pile of books, I picked up Footsteps in the Snow. Wow, I can't talk today. One Shocking Crime, Two Shattered Families, and The Coldest Case in U.S. History. This is by Charles Lockman. This was written in 2014. I was trying to find this on audio. We have a decent snowstorm coming this weekend, so I thought that this might be a good one to, you know, listen to as the snow is falling. I don't know. But it takes place 1957 in Illinois. Christmas was 3 weeks away, and 7-year-old Maria went out to play. Soon after, a figure emerged out of the falling snow. He was friendly. Minutes later, Maria's vanished, leaving behind an abandoned doll and footsteps in the snow. So we go through that. Again, interested. Should be interesting. There are pictures in here. But I'm definitely in my like true crime era right now, so this might be picked up sooner rather than later. From my fantasy sci-fi shelf, I picked up American Royals. This is by Catherine McGee. This kind of explores the idea that what if America had a royal family, that the Washingtons, descendants of George Washington, have been on the American throne for 2.5 centuries. They're the most famous family in the world, but behind the glittering ballrooms and perfect public personas are romances and scandals and secrets that could cost the throne. So I've heard great things about this one. Kind of in the mood, but I've been reading a lot of, actually this wouldn't be too much of a fantasy. This is probably just, I don't know, what would this be considered? I'm not even sure, but I've heard it's really great. It's been on my shelf for a while. I knew I would like to get to that one. From my thriller mystery shelf, this one was a little harder to find because I tend to go through those books faster, but I did find this one hidden away. This is Joyland by Stephen King. This was given to me as a gift, I want to say during a book exchange, probably one of our first book club book exchanges, I want to say. And this was from 2013, so... And the way that she wrote on the tag, it said paranormal, carnival, love gained, and lost, which is probably why I picked it up. So we follow college student Devin Jones taking a summer job at Joyland, hoping to forget the girl who broke his heart. But he wound up facing something far more terrible, the legacy of a vicious murder, the fate of a dying child, and dark truths about life and what comes after that would change his world forever. Life is not always a butcher's game. Sometimes the prizes are real and sometimes they're precious. Sounds fantastic, especially the paranormal part of it. It's a fairly short Stephen King book. I want to say it's even less than 300 pages. So this one I may have to pick up sooner rather than later. So I'm excited for that. In my historical fiction pile, I have a book that I bought off of Book Outlet. It was probably one of the first handful of orders I put in with Book Outlet, and I still haven't read it. It's The Painted Bridge. This one says, behind a high stone wall in the outskirts of London lies Lake House, a private asylum for women. In the winter of 1859, Anna Palmer becomes its newest patient, tricked by her husband just weeks into her marriage. I've read books with this storyline. I love books with this storyline. Why I haven't read this yet, I don't know. Ravaged by cruel treatments, Anna struggles to prove her sanity despite some surprising allies. We have Talitha, a longtime inhabitant who seems to be as sane as Anna is. Lucas is a visiting physician who believes the photography may reveal the state of a patient's mind. And Catherine, the proprietor's high-strung daughter. Yet the longer Anna remains at Lake House, the more she realizes that, like the eternal bridge over the asylum's lake, nothing is quite as it appears. Not her fellow patients, her husband, her family, not even herself. Again, why I haven't picked this up, I don't know. But we're putting it on the pile of possibilities because it is happening. And the last one we have is The Light We Lost by Jill Santopolo. I've heard really good things about this one. This is definitely one a lot of people have recommended. And again, I don't know why I haven't picked it up. It says, he was the first person to inspire her, to move her, to truly understand her. Was he meant to be the last? Lucy's faced with a life-altering choice, but before she can make her decision, she must start her story, their story, at the very beginning. Lucy and Gabe met as seniors at Columbia University on a day that changes them forever. Together, they decide they want their lives to mean something, to matter. When they meet again a year later, it seems fated. Perhaps they'll find life's meaning in each other, but then Gabe becomes a photojournalist assigned to the Middle East, and Lucy pursues a career in New York. What follows a 13-year odyssey of dreams, jealousies, and ultimately of love, Lucy will begin a new life with handsome and reliable Darren, while Gabe will travel the world. Their journey will take Lucy and Gabe continents apart, but never out of each other's hearts. And Lucy will find herself asking, was it fate that brought them together? Is it a choice that has kept them away? Seems kind of vague, but again, I've heard really good things about it. So we're going to put it on the pile and we're going to give it a whirl. So those are my 5 books that are in the pile of possibilities of books that have been hanging out on my shelf for way too long, because I tend to gravitate towards the new nice and shiny things. So here they are. They're going to go right over my shoulder and hopefully get to them. But again, if a few months go by and I have no desire to pick them up yet, we're going to get rid of them because I only have so much room. Anyways, again, Sarah is not doing a video today, but if you want to go over to her channel and show her some love and say hi, I'm sure she has some older videos you can check out. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.